No matter what you're going through, remember that better is possible. You're going to get through it. And you're going to look back and say, man, look how far I done came. But you still got other places to go. You still got more to get. You still got more to grow. It's your time and it's coming. Let's get it.
Yo,
Lewski's in the building.
Yes,
The show
sir.
has just began. This is Better Than Possible podcast. What's going on?
Hey, what episode is this?
Lewski, this is 10.
Oh, we at 10.
10, bro. Hey, what's up, fam? All the way out in the Sunshine State. What's going on, bro?
That's what's up, man. We made it.
We made it to 10. We in double digits, man. Hey, that's a blessing in its own. Hey, really turning a dream into reality. So we're excited to be here, man. Better is possible. We're going to keep on going. Thank y'all for y'all support. Tell a friend to tune in. This is the Better is Possible podcast. Lewski.
Yo. How your weekend, bro? How was Easter?
Easter was crazy.
Wait, why?
Easter just wasn't the same. So automatically you're thinking, you think about the family events, the cooking, going to church, the dressing up, the taking the pictures, the Easter egg hunts. You think about all of those things and you're like, we can't even do that. You know what I'm saying? No matter.
You didn't dress up?
No. For what? I got my daughter a dress. She dressed up, but no.
Nice. Okay. So you still took pictures with the baby and not, you know what I mean?
My daughter's out in Charlotte, so her and her mama, yeah. So they were in Charlotte. I went to virtual church. Yes. See, even church was different. Even the preachers preaching don't have nobody in the congregation.
No, exactly.
It was crazy in that sense, right? You're like, this is Easter. Yeah. What's going on, brother? This is Easter, and it felt so weird. You know what I'm saying? My daughter, she doing an Easter egg hunt in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, get them, Nova. Go ahead. You ain't really, experiencing it like how you're supposed to. And those family values that you've grown accustomed to doing, you weren't able to do them no more. You can't get the family gathering together. Y'all not having a big meal after church. Y'all not, you know what I'm saying?
So you ain't cook no meal at night?
No, I ain't cook no meal. My mama, I went to my mom's house in Augusta area.
Oh.
Yeah. So she cooked some what?
So mama cooked?
My mom cooked, but it wasn't like how we supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It just felt way different. And I mean, it was still
Easter egg hunt in the house sound like a way to get the kids to clean up.
Hey, bro, Nova was hunting them things down, bro. I was so proud of my baby. She had the hand-eye coordination down. She was throwing the eggs off in the basket and all that. So I was very proud of my baby.
That's awesome, man.
But yes, it was just different.
Yeah.
And it was a slight glance of what reality is at the moment.
Yeah.
Like what you cherished and what you always thought was gonna be. Like you think about Easter and you always think, all right, shoot, I gotta get dressed, I gotta go to church. And it's nothing to be like down and out about, but it's like, all right, I know the drill. Everybody gonna jump fresh. The whole church gonna be packed. Everybody gonna get saved and everything. You know what I'm saying? People you ain't never seen for the whole year. Now, you know what I'm saying? They're holier than now. And you like, we gonna go through the motions at times. Yeah. And now when you finally couldn't do that, you was like, oh shoot.
But that's what I liked about this year.
I appreciated it because it was more so, it was different, but I was able to have my own experience. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, how was your Easter? This is your first Easter with baby
Logan. Yep.
With baby
so
Logan.
I dressed up. KP dressed up because we took pictures.
Okay.
So we had her in her little dress with her. KP probably spent $150 on a basket.
Hold on.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Denise Davis.
Okay.
Hey, sing something later. You'll sing something later. Don't worry about it. But yeah, man, KP probably spent like $150 on a basket. She had the name engraved. She had the basket. She had the bunny ears. She went and found like this Bible with like black people in it, like a baby's first Bible, but it had like black pictures in it. She got her like custom rattles. Just a bunch of like.
But you have to document it. As wild as it is, like that is your baby's first Easter. So that's important. That's important, man. Like to go all out.
Right.
Even Logan's gonna get older and she's gonna be like, mom and dad, like y'all really went out for this. And then y'all can tell her the story like, hey, this was during the season where
we'll always remember this. We'll always remember this.
Very much so.
Papa B, what's poppin'?
Very much so.
Hey, for real, man. So yeah, man, it was cool. And then we did like the virtual church thing, and then we hopped around to different churches. That was cool.
Y'all went on a revival?
Yeah, man, we was like going to different churches and stuff. One church, I was like, oh man, like they really was speaking to me. So I was like, yo, like, dang, it's like he's saying everything I want to hear.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was like, dang, I might have to visit them. I think I visited them once in person, and I was like a little turned off by like the commercials and you know what I'm saying? But I think I liked it. KP said I liked it, but I think I was turned off by the commercials. But
what he said spoke to you.
Either way, I might visit it again. You know what I'm saying? That's how good it made me feel. So I was like, yeah, that's the move.
One thing that I can appreciate about this time right here is you don't have to drive to the churches and you can visit them in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, see different.
God wanted me to talk to y'all and tell y'all to remember to start your car. I know y'all ain't driving a lot, so just start your car. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that engine's still running. Make sure that gas still good. That was on my heart. Oh, and turn off them lights. Y'all be leaving them lights on all day. Y'all there all day. Turn them lights off.
Hey, that was our energy saving moment for Better as Possible podcast. Which is good. Hey, Lucy saying the right things because it's very true. A lot of people, I mean, we're not driving.
Well, Bethany's driving. Poppin' B's driving.
I mean, I get out there every now and then, but hey, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, you driving to Augusta and Atlanta every weekend. Yeah, you're driving.
You said one more time?
You're driving from Augusta to Atlanta to South Carolina every weekend. You're driving, bro.
Hey, man.
But gas is cheap.
We are on a shutdown, bro. Don't mind my business, bro. Don't mind my business.
My bad, dog. My bad.
Yes. So, what I was saying was, like, you have opportunities to explore those options that you wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Typically, you won't go to, another church, or you wouldn't visit that church, or you got to prep to go to another church. But now that everybody's doing those online services, like, you get to see, all right, well, maybe I do want to go visit it. Once the world open up again, maybe I want to do this. Maybe I've explored another option, not only with church, but like food options, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Your likes and your dislikes. You found some more things that you're discovering about yourself in the moment of, hey, I get a slowdown. I have an opportunity to learn more about myself, love myself even more. Like,
I've been finding myself like having like a morning routine, a morning like, you know what I'm saying? I've been waking up crazy early. Maybe like last week I was waking up at 4. This week I'm waking up at like 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'll meditate, listen to some music, vibe out for a second, stretch, you know what I'm saying? And then for some reason I'm washing dishes and I don't know why. Like it's like I'm like therapeutic or something for me. I don't know, man. We got a dishwasher and everything. I'm still like hand washing everything for some reason. And I'm trying to stop, but it's just my mood.
What's the significance?
You say what's the significance?
Yeah, like you're setting your alarm at that time, or
nah,
your body's just springing you up.
I'm just getting up. I'm stretching. It's just routine, bro. Just trying to get right. You know what I mean? Because last week I was going through it. So this week I'm like, I'm still on it a little bit. So I'm like waking up early as hell, like 5 a.m., bro. Waking up, stretching, praying, uh, push-ups. Just I don't know. I'm just on it, bro. I'm just on
it. In the midst of creating a routine, have you noticed the difference in, you know, yourself, or like energy, or, you know, how you're feeling, anything by developing a new routine for yourself?
Um, I would say I'm in high spirits, but I'm always. I mean, I feel like I've always been. I'm usually in high spirits,
Right.
but this shit, it's like the blood flowing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like once I do that, like by 8 o'clock, and I think the only reason I'm doing this shit is because I ain't got to get up and go to work. It's because, I mean, like get up and like drive to work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like normally I would wake up. I would have to get the baby ready. KP get the baby ready. We drive to her mama house, drop the baby off. We drive to work. You know what I'm saying? Get off of work, drive and get the baby, and then come back home and shit. By that time, it's like 7 o'clock. It's like, yo, like, what the hell? But this has been lovely. Everybody complaining about the quarantine, bro. No, bro, this is lovely. And I ain't sick no more, bro. No, bro. Lock it down. Lock it down. Bro, for real, bro. I ain't sick no more. I can enjoy this. Like
Right.
today, I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? I got like 5 tickets. Let's say I got like 5 tickets. I had to do a couple Zoom calls and shit. Like,
Right.
That shit was lovely. I'm like, yo, no quarantine. Stay here. We need this pause. We need this.
This is
like
this is beneficial. This is good for
yes,
this
bro.
is good for the
Yes,
soul.
bro. Like you don't know, bro. Me waking up early, I be the maddest person. Like, don't talk to me. Like, no, give me a second. Like, I'm gonna lay here. Nah, KP. Give me about 2 more. Give me 5 more minutes.
Let me hit that snooze one more time.
I'm that dude. I'm 7 alarms dude. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So for me to wake up at 5 a.m., bro, every day.
And you're feeling good, like
and
it's
happy.
a good feeling. Hey, that's a blessing, bro. That's a blessing in itself. I saw AO said routines help her.
Help me. Yeah. Nah, so, that's real, bro.
It may be important that, I mean, for the listeners right now, like, how do you guys feel about routines? Do you guys practice routines, or definitely with this quarantine time and everybody having down moments? Like, would it be beneficial for everybody to start, you know, creating a routine?
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess your prior routine was the hustle and bustle. You know what I'm saying? You're like, all right, get the baby. We go here, we go here.
Yeah.
And by then, you're like, bruh, I'm just over it. Because you probably gonna hit some traffic in the morning or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
every day.
You're just like, But now you're saying, hey, with this routine, I feel more high spirit. I'm excited. I'm enjoying this downtime now that I'm a whole lot more healthier. Like, I'm enjoying this experience. This is what life could be for me.
Yeah, real spit, man. Hey, and one thing, man, just having a job, bro, like, that's a blessing, bro. Just to, like, you know what I'm saying? Just to be able to just, like, not have to, like, just pay my bills.
Bruh.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't realize that, how much of a blessing that is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I seen a post, this week, like, that just, like, mentioned that shit and had me like, yeah, hell yeah. Like, I felt that shit spiritually.
Bro, I think that's gonna be a future testimony for Flint Hatchet.
Right, straight up.
That's gonna definitely be a future testimony for me.
I had a little workout routine, but life got in the way, as it tends to do, man.
It does. How do you continue to maintain a routine when life starts back, or when life does get in the way? Like, how do you manage to make time for what's important when it comes to bettering yourself, loving yourself, like finding that peace within? How do you make that time?
I have no idea.
You get quarantined, huh? You just say, all right, let's start quarantine.
Bro. Like, this should be life, bro. Like, why do we get up, bro? I can do my job from here, bro. Why I gotta get up and leave? I like my house. Like, I'm not, like, it's crazy, bro.
It very much so.
It's like I understand people that gotta, like, get up and go to work, but if I could do it from here, bro, like, why are we playing? Like, just let me do it here.
Why must I do all that just to do this.
Right, exactly, bro. It's a lot, bro. And it
They've been
costs
lying.
money.
They've been lying to us the whole time. And you
Straight
got
up,
to
bro.
be here to get this job done. No,
Straight up, bro.
no, I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It's bad, man.
So I don't know. I guess this week I'm challenging myself to work on a routine then, huh?
Yeah, man.
I
Yeah,
mean,
get
a
something.
better
Well,
routine.
I feel like you got a routine because you go from South Carolina to Atlanta to Augusta to Atlanta to South Carolina to Atlanta, and that's a routine within itself. So I mean, you're doing
Throw
great.
Charlotte in there as well. You gotta
Oh, and
throw
Charlotte.
Charlotte in
Oh,
there, Mike.
Charlotte. Yeah.
Gotta go see my baby.
Yeah, you're doing good, man.
Yes. See, back to this this what shall you say? This testimony that's gonna be coming.
Mm.
I'm doing all of this and I don't have a job right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just blessed to be in that position where I ain't had a job since March 9th. It's April 14th and I'm still doing good. I got a daughter. I'm able to see my family. I was able to travel down to Jacksonville, see my grandfather, not knowing that he was going through all the health issues he was going through, and found out that he had to have triple bypass surgery. And I'm doing all of this, and I don't have a job. I haven't been employed for over a month, but yet I still got money. Bills still being paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, God's still making a way out of no way. And that's the beauty of it. Like, the only thing that I'm noticing, like, throughout this whole process is, like, really leaning less on my understanding, truly. Leaning less on my understanding and just, like, living and believing that, you know, knowing that God's got me.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Yeah, man.
I came home today, got back in from Greenville, had 2 checks in the mail. Didn't know them checks were coming. But you know what I'm saying? Like, God, you keep on showing up and showing out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't explain it. But what you were saying is to the point where this is how life should be. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, this is what life should be. I should have my time. I should be able to make my business moves. I should be able to create my business and work with my business partner, Lusky. You know what I'm saying? And truly create my legacy for my family members and for my future, and continue to build on what the people in the past have done for me, and move forward with that. So, I mean, it's all a blessing to be in this position, to be able to do all that, and, you know, not be in that position where, you know, hey, I know where my next check is coming from. I'm really grinding. I wake up in the morning, hey, let's go get it. I'm grinding.
Yeah. That'll put a different fire up under your ass, man. Like,
but what you saying? I got, man, hey,
I
got people depending on me.
Yeah, hey, for real.
I got people depending on me, and to be in a position where, you know, people are depending on you, and you have to figure it out. There is no, I'm gonna quit. I can't do this.
Yeah. How was your job? Was it something that you were kind of on the low happy that you had to let go of, or is this something that you was like, man, I love this environment and I'm really mad that I gotta go? Oh, that shit sucked. I can tell. I can tell by your response. Because if you liked it,
I honestly moved to this area, Greenville area, and it's just, I mean, it happened to work out. I moved here to be closer to my daughter. My daughter lives in Charlotte, right?
Right. Okay.
So I honestly took a job, and I was just like, hey, this is going to be a good opportunity, whatever the case may be. I don't care. I'm just happy to be here to be close to my daughter. Hold on. I'm gonna get back to it. I just saw that question. I'm gonna get back to you. Brandon, I'll answer your question in a few seconds. So I honestly took a job to get closer to Nova, right? I lived in Charleston. It was like, you know, 3 hours, sometimes plus, definitely when you hit some traffic, to Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? So traveling up there all the time, it wasn't working out for me. So to be in Greenville, an hour and a half away from my daughter, like it gave me a better opportunity to be by her. So I didn't really care what the job was. I like, hey, the benefit is being able to see my daughter as often as possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So got here, and I mean, job was cool, but politics and it just didn't work out. Let's put it that way. It
Yeah.
just didn't work out for me, right?
Okay, so when you say politics, like what you mean? Like, you feel like it was like because you were a man? Are you working with a lot of women? Was it because you wear glasses?
Not necessarily because I wear glasses, even
Was
though
it
that makes me look smart. People be like, "Look at this smart guy." No, I'm just playing.
or was it because you know what I
I
mean?
would say politics because you have a
because you were black.
I wouldn't
You're
say
black.
because
Would
I
you
was
say
black.
because
I'm
you're
not
black?
gonna say it's because I'm black because I work with a lot of African American people, so
Okay.
it wasn't that.
Just checking. I was just
When
checking.
I speak on politics, I'm more so meaning hold on. I'm more so meaning that they have their own ways, and me being the new guy coming in trying to make changes and things of that nature.
Now, why would you do that?
I came from one of the first FQHCs in the state of South Carolina, so I've gained a lot of experience from there. I've seen what's been successful in that role. I've had a lot of success in the state of South Carolina from being in that company. I've taught the current company who I was working for, they came down to Charleston and had to do classes with myself and the team that we
Oh,
had.
wow.
So it was
So
more
you
so
got
like,
there.
hey, you know who I am, you know what I do. So hey, you guys got to open, I'll come down there. You know what I'm saying? You guys create a space for me, I'll come down there because I want to get closer to my daughter. And when I got down here, it wasn't what was pretty much sold. You know what I'm saying? And because I did have I knew the CEO like personally, you know what I'm saying? Him in politics. You go back to politics where it's like CEOs know CEOs, and you're working it's not about what you know, it's about who you know in a sense, right?
Okay, yeah.
So hey, Flint wants to get closer to his daughter. All right, let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Type deal. So when people get a whiff of, all right, well, maybe my person internal should have been in your position and you shouldn't have got the role that you got. You know what I'm saying? And some of those people held a position over me.
Yeah.
So it turned into more, I felt retaliation in a sense. And I mean, we don't have to stay on this topic all night, but I felt more so retaliation, as if it turned into like competition and people were salty and petty, and this person's been here for this amount of time, and now all of a sudden this new guy's here, and I don't like it.
We can stop because I like where we are. You know what I'm saying? Because basically we talking about fucking politics. We're talking about discrimination. We're talking about, you know what I'm saying?
We talking about it.
Just you know what I mean? The game. We talking about the system, the game. You know what I mean? How pretty much everything is.
Very much
and
so.
that kind of brings me to what's going on between African Americans and in China. You know what I mean?
Deep. Can we let's answer Brandon's question real quick, and we'll touch base on that because China is tripping right now. Like, going back. All right. So Brandon's question was, would you say that it takes having free time to be able to grind like that? No. I say that everybody has 24 hours. Everybody has 24 hours. How you use them is how you gonna use them. You know what I'm saying? If it's important to you, you'll make time for it. Lusky's waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to, stretch, to pray, to, you know what I'm saying? So now when it comes back to when he got to go back to work, that's going to be important to him. Will he arrange those times to make sure that he still gets that in? I would hope so, because he's noticing that it is helping him. Me, I'm waking up. I read the Bible. I'll read passages from Forbes magazine. I pray. I listen to my song is my prayer song is Big. I play it on the Better as Possible podcast. But putting all those things in there. You have to make time for what's important for you. If you really want it, make time for it. If you don't, you're going to make excuses for it. Go ahead, Lucy.
I like to disagree.
Let's go. Talk about it.
Because if you spending all your, I'm working on my cussing. If you spending all your time working for somebody else,
no, I'm
then
saying,
how you gonna have time to do your own thing? You feel me?
All right, so that's why you say
prioritize. Okay, let's take my life.
What's important.
No. Let's take my life for example, right?
Let's go.
Okay, so I gotta wake up. Let's say I wake up at 5 o'clock. I'm waking up at 5 o'clock right now.
Yes.
Let's say I wake up at 5 o'clock now. Now I gotta get the baby ready. Then I gotta drive all the way to so and so place, and then come all the way back, go to work. You know what I mean? That's my time. You know, as opposed to now, it's like this is my debt. Like I have this time. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have the time, then you can't use it to grind. You feel me? It's like the idea of being an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, you don't gotta work for nobody. You got people working for you, so you got all the time in the world. Time is the most precious, it's the only luxury that we possess. It's it. You know what I mean? So if you don't have time, then essentially you don't have money and you don't have time to grind. And where do you stand? Basically I put everything to the side raising my kids. I put them before my talents. And that's at times, the reality of situations.
That is life. But at times you have to sacrifice something to get what you want out of your life, right?
Yeah.
So you put all that into, your kids, but in the same sense, could you possibly, while you're working on a project, have your kids with you and they learn what your passions are? You know what I'm saying? Just to put it in a position, like my brother, he breeds dogs, right? Eastside breeds dogs. So therefore, that's his business. He breeds dogs. He has my niece and my nephew. He'll bring my nephew's only 6 months. He's carrying them out there, showing them the dogs. This is what we got to do. He has my niece out there. Hey, we got to bathe the dog. We got to do this. This is what dad's passionate about. This is what his business is. You may not love dogs like I love them, but I'm still working my business while still working with my kids. They're both very important to me. None's more important. I mean, most likely his kids are way more important than his business. But the same thing is, I'm working for my last name. Here's my opportunity. Here's my time that I have. I got to be a father. But at the same time, I only eat what I kill. So I got to work on my business. When I'm in business mode, Zara, you get to learn this business too. One day it might be yours. Zion, you get to learn this business. One day it might be yours. You know what I'm saying? When you're listening to music, Lusky, you create music. I see a picture with Logan, like you holding Logan. You're bringing her into your space while I'm still creating. I'm creating that time in that opportunity for me to still be a father and manage whatever I have on my plate, but still work on my grind and work on my hustle. Maybe I might not get the 8 hours, but if you give it 2 solid hours without having any other, you know what I'm saying? Those are great hours that were spent on that craft. So it goes back to making time for what's important to you. Yeah. Even if it's 30 minutes, even if it's an hour, if you continue to chop at a tree consistently, that tree's gonna fall.
But realistically, if you ain't got the time, you can't make the time.
You got 24 hours in the day. You can create a schedule that can permit you to have that time just a little bit.
I think when we have kids, it's easy to get distracted or off track. First priority is them. Sometimes it takes a minute to get back on track, and that's okay.
Very much so. But
you have to have a hustler mentality.
I love it. I love Toya. One time for Toya. You definitely have to have a hustler mentality.
You got to be on the beach.
Huh?
You know, mine be on the beach. My oldest is 8, and it took me a while to get back to me.
Very much so. You have to learn it, but in the same process, like once you realize that you lost sight of your goal, hey, redirect that. I don't want to go down and tell my kids that, you know what, I gave up on my dreams because I had you. That's the worst thing you could tell your child. I kept on
that type of resentment is
you know what I'm saying?
strange.
Like,
But,
oh, I just stopped because I had you and life got too busy. No, I want you to show you what perseverance looks like. I kept on grinding. As a matter of fact, I grinded even harder.
Yeah.
Because I had you.
But realistically, if you have to like work 8 hours a day and then get off work and then pick them up and then cook and then wash them and then put them to bed and then read to them and then it's 11 o'clock and I'm supposed to I'm dead by then, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to sleep.
Get an hour in, get 30 minutes in. How much are you willing to sacrifice to live the life that you want to live?
It's important to start your day with an intentional mindset. You have to just ask yourself, how much sleep are you willing to miss to see your dream?
Very much so.
Yeah.
If I gotta stay up to midnight, if I gotta stay up to 1 and I get only 3-4 hours of sleep, I made those times worth it. I've been averaging worth it.
3-4 hours of sleep the last 3 years. Wow.
All of the hard work will be paid off. All the hard work will be paid off. You continue to work for what you want, because one day you won't have to dream of the dream. You'll be able to live the dream. You'll be able to make that dream a reality.
Yeah.
That routine, definitely comes in handy. And we got sidetracked. My apologies. We're gonna get back onto the whole China and the African Americans, man. That's deep. But yes, create a routine is very important. If you want to make your dreams come true, you got to put forth the work for it. The universe works for you. If whatever you put into it, it's gonna come back to you. It may not come when you think it should come, but if you continue to work at it, if you continue to chop at the tree, I guarantee you the tree's gonna fall.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, it sounds good, but realistically, I don't think like people just hungry like that. Like,
that's why everybody's not a millionaire. That's why everybody's not successful. That's why everybody's not the CEO.
That's what I'm saying. It's like people want to come home and watch Love and Hip Hop. People want to listen to, you know what I'm saying, some mindless shit. They ain't really on no like hustling type of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're tired from working for somebody else.
And that's the point. Once you get tired and fed up for working for somebody else, you will put hey, I'm gonna sacrifice the time from not watching Love and Hip Hop. I'm gonna sacrifice the time for not listening to Ratchet TV or the other distractions, scrolling to Instagram. I'm gonna put this time in for what I truly want, because I don't want to work for this person for the rest of my life.
Right.
And seeing something like this where it can be like, oh, hey, you can't be here no more. We don't have enough money for you no more. If I'm putting in my whole life and somebody can just tell me that, I don't want to do that. I'd rather work for myself.
Yeah.
So
preach on it. Preach.
When you know that, hey, something as simple as, I mean, it's not as simple as coronavirus, but something like coronavirus, a virus. That's what we're talking about, a virus. It wasn't like something came out of the sky and like a whole bomb or anything like that. A virus came, and now people are saying, hey, I gotta let you go. I'm sorry, we ain't got enough money. As much money as we make, we ain't got enough to keep you here. And you saying, I'm putting in all this work. I'm working so hard for you. I'm breaking my back. I ain't getting no sleep. Man, when you put that in perspective, hey, that little bit of time that you could have put into your business, but you decided to work on something else, not even work on something else. You decided to waste that time that you had, which is a precious gift that you'll never be able to refund.
And before you know it,
that's tough.
You're 72.
Huh?
Before you know it, you're 72.
Hey, and you'll never be able to get it back. You'll never be able to get it back. That's when you live a shoulda, coulda, woulda lifestyle.
Yeah.
I don't recommend that.
I'm really taking advantage of this quarantine, bro. Like,
who you telling? I got you.
like I want this. I heard New York is probably gonna be out. They said the schools is gonna be out all the way until next year. In some spots, like That's lovely. I'm too happy about that. Like if they tell me I ain't gotta go back until like 2021, bro, yes, bro, that's a win, and I'm taking it.
And take advantage of all of it.
Yes.
Hey, hog the whole lane. Don't worry about what's going on anybody else's lane. Just hog the whole lane, man. So,
bro, you just don't know,
definitely
bro. I
anybody
might
who's
have about 4 albums for y'all, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
keep on
Like,
grinding, man. Don't stop. So to end this and move on, what we're saying, man. Hey, regardless of what the situation is, if you want your dreams to turn into your reality, work for it, grind for it, create schedules, create routines, and
yeah.
continue to work for it. It might not.
And if you don't have time,
Rome wasn't built in one day, so you'll never be able to accomplish that goal in one day. You'll never be perfect. You'll never be perfect. First off, but if you continue to work for it, hey, it has no other opportunity. It has no other option but to happen for you.
Yeah.
Continue to put it in the atmosphere, man.
If you don't have the time, like, don't even try to make it. Like, just live your life and just watch Love and Hip Hop.
And you'll forever work for somebody else.
Yeah, just get that paycheck, man.
Very much so.
Just make sure you got
whatever you want for your life.
And a retirement plan. If you ain't got that, then I don't know what to tell your ass. Like,
hey, you better use this time wisely. That's all we're gonna say.
You know
all right, so China and African Americans loose, bro.
So you seen the clip of the dude getting kicked out of like McDonald's, like it's been rough over there in like Wuhan. Is that what it's called? Wuhan, China?
No, that's where the coronavirus originated. But
right. Okay. So where it originated, but in the same, I think it's the same area. I think it's Wuhan and Gangazhou.
Gangazhou is where everything's going downhill fast.
So they're afraid that it's gonna be like a second
wave of the coronavirus.
Of the corona.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that shit sucks because they're like discriminating all black people, they're saying it's all immigrants, but they're basically focusing on like the black people, the Africans, and they're like getting evicted, they're getting quarantined, they can't come out their houses, like and what's crazy is that China's laws are so freaking strict that like you can get arrested. You can not even know the law. It could be your first day there and they'll lock your ass up, like
right.
Like whatever. So yeah, man, that shit is bad. What's crazy is that the relationship between Africa and China is like kind of straight. It's kind of straight because China gives a bunch of money to like build like stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think they built the bridge from like Nairobi to Mombasa. They basically just be looking out for everybody, man. They redid the roads and shit. And they've been sending masks and like medical equipment. What up, Q?
What's going on, bro?
So the shit's been like they show love. Now, some people in Africa say that basically like y'all building these stadiums, but y'all only hiring, you know what I'm saying, Chinese workers, like y'all shipping them here, like, you know what I'm saying, like what's up? But for the most part, like on a higher, you know what I'm saying, political level, like they show love. Now, in China, what's messed up is that people to people relations, they not clicking. They not clicking. Like, you know what I'm saying? They basically just like shitting on black people, which has been like has been the story since like day 2. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of messed up. And China's already kind of got like a weird stigma behind them because they be doing like blackface shit. It's kind of fucked up because I don't think they really understand black culture, but they seem to pick up black culture. You know what I mean? Like from the way we dress, hairstyles, clothing.
Mm.
You know, everybody want to be black, but don't want to be black.
Mm.
What's your take?
My take on it, I mean, from the Gangzhou, I'm not sure if that's the right pronunciation, but if you guys have been paying attention, this is definitely a serious matter. in that area of China, like Lusky was saying, they're evicting, they're refusing service, they are racially profiling and discriminating against African Americans there, and it's a bit uncomfortable even in the United States for us to read it and say, all right, this is really going on in China. And the fact that they have, at the end of December 2019, there were 13,652 African Americans living there. But once the breakout happened, over half, less than half remained in the area. So a lot of people left. A lot of African Americans left.
Yeah.
But of the remaining 4,553 screened, only 111 African Americans tested positive for coronavirus.
African.
But yet, they are painting the narrative that African Americans are the ones who are causing. Huh?
You said African Americans.
My apologies. Africans.
It's all black.
One more time.
It's all black people. African Americans, Africans. If you have a friend, like if they find out that you're Chinese and have associates that are black or of African descent, then they'll like screen you. And the problem is like people are getting quarantined, and they'll have a black person or quarantine for 14 days. Okay, cool. My 14 days is up. Now we're gonna give you another 14 days. But they're not doing the same thing for the Chinese natives. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's really messed up. But at the same time, like it's like how can we in America be pissed off about this after everything that's going on in America? Like it's just...
I think the perspective is, all right, this is 2020, and why are we still having these issues? And my honest opinion is, huh?
No, go ahead. My bad.
Oh, and my honest opinion is more so, nobody wants to be at fault. Think about we both got siblings. You know, if one of us get in trouble, most of the time we ain't just taking that by ourselves. You know, you want to point the finger at somebody else. Oh, somebody did it. Eastside did it. No, Trey did it. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, all three of us in trouble now. But in the same situation where it all started as, oh, this coronavirus started in China. It was the Chinese who did it. Now, all of a sudden, now in that area in China, which is close to Bangkok, right? Or Beijing, one of those, my apologies. In that area, now it's starting to paint the narrative like African Americans brought this over to China, and that's pretty much what started it. And then you don't want that to come over here. I think more so thinking about, all right, if that's the idea of what's going on over there, who's to say that America won't pick up the same narrative and be like, that's where it came from? You know what I'm saying?
But America already did.
They did that in the old days, not now.
We're doing it now.
Okay.
This, how can I put it? Okay. People to people. When you see a Chinese person, in your mind, you automatically like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like we're doing it now. Now we haven't gone to the extreme of banning them from Whole Foods and no shit like that. But you know what I mean? Person to person in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Nah.
You're profiling already.
Exactly. But that's
stereotype.
That's our system. That's where we are. Okay, I'll give you an example. So in 2012, I lived in LA, bro. And I was looking for me and KP was looking for somewhere to stay. We was looking for a new place. Bro, so it got to the point like we couldn't find nowhere. We couldn't find nowhere to stay. They was taking our applications, taking our money, and then would hit us up like, you can't stay here. We good, basically. You know what I mean? And we went to probably like 5-6 places. It got to the point we had to call a place like one of those companies to help us find a place. And the lady's like, yeah, why don't you try Baldwin Hills, Compton. South Central's pretty good. What about the Watts? You know what I'm saying? Like we was like, yo, what the fuck?
Trying to put you on red zone areas.
Exactly, trying to put us where all the black people are
Mm-hmm.
just because, you know what I mean? But when we want to live like in the city where it's mostly Asians or mostly Latinos or Spanish or Mexicans, it was like, no, nigga, like you good, we good over here. You know what I mean? So it's been here. It's been here. It's still here. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I'll give you another example. So we found a spot. I live next door to this Mexican guy, man, and he used to water his lawn and put mud on our car every single day. Every single day he would water his lawn and put mud on our car. You know what I mean? So our relationship was not good because every single day I would come to my car and it would be mud there, bro.
Right.
So I'm like, dang. So one day I walk outside my door and he's laying on the ground, like having a heart attack or a stroke or something. You know what I mean?
Please tell me
His
you
two
saved his life.
granddaughters are hanging over him. I help him up. You know what I'm saying? I call the ambulance and all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No more mud ever again. No more mud ever again. You know what I mean? Because he finally got a chance to see me.
Right.
As opposed to just seeing, you know what I'm saying, the outside layer.
Stereotyping
You know what I mean?
and profiling.
Exactly. But this is here in America.
Right.
And then 10 years later, what's happening? Trump is taking all the immigrants like, nah, get out. And black people kind of like, man, that's fucked up. But shit, we kind of just looking because we know the relationship between us and them.
Right.
Where it's cool. Like, we fuck with you. The matter of fact, I got another thought just out the blue, just came to me. Why is it that us black people, right? It seems like we just like, it's like, hey man, we like you. We like you. You know what I mean? We like you. We like you. We like any other race. Like, we fuck with you, whatever, bro. Like, we fuck with any other race. But any other race don't fuck with us. You know what I mean?
You ever seen the movie Get Out?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. The true story, right? Not necessarily saying the movie was a true story, but that's the depiction of, like, everybody likes you, but nobody wants to be at the bottom of the totem pole. Want to be like you, but they don't want to be at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah. Okay,
you're cool, but you're not cool enough, right? And if everything were to go downhill fast, and if I had to pick a side, you'll be the last side that I pick. Dang. To the point where you've created separation within the African American communities. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas, hey, you're lighter than me, you're darker than me, we better than you, you got straight hair, you got curly hair, you got nappy hair. You know what I'm saying? You still trying to find some type of separation to who's really at the bottom, instead of saying, oh, we're united as one, we move as a unit. Everybody wants to be like, hey, let me put this at the bottom of the totem pole. And that goes back to the China thing, right? You say, all right, well, this started in China, but how is this turning around to you guys are pointing the finger at African Americans did this? Because now nobody wants to, China doesn't want to be the fault. No, not us.
Right.
It's them guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the numbers are citing that, you know what I'm saying, almost 5,000 people been tested and only 111 have had coronavirus. But yet you want to paint the narrative as if, because I got to point the finger at somebody, I do not want to be the only one to blame. And if all thing goes bad, I know I can depend on, hey, the African American community, I can point the finger at them, and they're gonna take the blame for it. And that's unfortunate.
That's dangerous propaganda, bro. That's
very, very much so. And that's why when you ask your question, when you're like, how can we be mad? It's just like, you don't want that to come here in the United States of America, where
it's already here.
But you don't want it to be as bad as it is over there, and it turns into even worse over here. Definitely with the agenda and everything else that's being spewed by the politics and things of that nature. You do not want that to turn into what's going on in China to come over to the United States of America. One thing
you don't want that shit to come over to Africa.
I don't think that it would come over to Africa like that.
Why not? That's it's Africa. It's their land. It's, you know what I mean? Do you know how many Chinese people are in Africa?
Yeah,
A
they're
lot.
owning up a lot of land, but they built solid relationships with them. Yes, you're right.
But person to person relationships, if Africans are peeping game on what's going on in China,
Yeah,
bro, the relationships is gonna be fucked up person to person, bro. It's gonna get real,
right.
real quick. You know what I mean? And you don't want that to happen in America because everybody got guns.
And that's another. You bring up a great point when you say that, and I mean, you would hate for it to turn into that, but sadly, even when you're saying only 111 people have had the coronavirus in China area, like you're still getting all of those news feeds that's saying they're evicting, they're attacking, they're racially
Yeah,
profiling, they're doing all of this. Like somebody got to feel some type of way. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Somebody ain't gonna
yeah,
just be like, "Hey, I'm just gonna sit up here and take that."
yeah,
So you
exactly. Yeah,
run the risk of turning it to a bad situation really fast, and all you can
yeah.
do is,
I actually
you know,
seen the video where somebody didn't take
yeah, yeah.
it.
You talking about the lady who like was speaking Mandarin to him?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she let him have it. If y'all,
So yeah,
hey,
so
check out World Star. They got it for you if you
yeah,
looking for
yeah.
it.
So I mean, it's getting real. Only thing we can hope is that this shit is just temporary, and you know it passes. So
The only thing about that is if this continues to go with the coronavirus and things of that nature, and people continue to have to go to their wits' ends, you run the risk of it going south.
yeah, yeah, definitely,
You know what I'm saying? You're running
definitely.
a high risk of it going south.
Yeah, but
That's
either
our.
way, like
That's
I
so.
feel like it's always been. I mean, it's bad, but it's always been bad.
How do you? I mean, we posed the question to you guys. Like, how do you feel about the climate? If you're just now hearing about it, how China is starting to racially profile. Well, a certain area in China is starting to racially profile African Americans even more. Won't serve them. They're evicting them. They blocking them out of restaurants and testing them at a higher rate than everybody else, and really pointing
Yeah,
the finger at Africans, stating that they're the reason for coronavirus.
yeah,
So
which sucks because those tests hurt.
I don't want to do none of that. So hey,
Oh man.
Lucy knows he knows
Yeah,
from
I had
experience.
to get tested twice. Like, yo, like what the fuck? Can
I
you
saw what it
imagine
looked
going
like. I
out
was like,
every time going out having to get tested? I hope they got another way to do it, like a cotton swab or something.
something.
That's horrible, man.
I mean, I hope for the best, pray for the best at the end of the day, man. But still staying on a racial tip, and we're gonna Kyle Larson. You know Kyle Larson,
Nah, who that?
NASCAR driver. You heard about him,
Oh yeah.
bruh? This kind of gives me hope
Why?
because they came down on him so bad, and it was like, all right, in America, are you guys truly seeing the value in who we are and what we bring to the table, or is this just, I mean, everybody's down and it's like, shoot, we got to do something. We can't sweep this under the rug. You know what I'm saying? There isn't
Yeah.
enough distractions going on. Like there isn't basketball where you can just put the highlight down at the bottom and it just says, hey, Kyle Larson said, the N-word, and we keep it moving. Like, do you really have to do something now? He kind of forced your hand because there isn't a lot of motion going on. So somebody's going to be like, hey, Kyle Larson something got to happen to him. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to stand for that. It's not one of those little tabloids that you can just put on the back end. But if you're not aware of what's going on, Kyle Larson is a NASCAR driver, and he was doing a live virtual race, and he thought he was just talking to his pit crew, but he was like, "Can you hear me?" And he said the N-word, and it was just like everybody got quiet, and then one of the guys just chimed in. He said, "Hey man, you're talking to everybody.
Talk to everybody.
You are talking to everybody, Kyle." You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Oh shoot," you know what I mean? Like I'm in big trouble, pretty much. He was like, "Dang," you know what I'm saying? You can tell that. Dang, I put myself in some hot water. in that sense, he lost lost a lot of endorsements. His team dropped him. McDonald's dropped him. Chevy.
Shit, NASCAR dropped him.
NASCAR
Yes.
dropped him. And you're like, dang. You know what I'm saying?
Like they suspended him indefinitely for that.
I mean, they ain't driving right now. We'll see how that works because
yeah.
they ain't driving right now. I think it takes one of those incentive, not incentive, but you know what I'm talking about. One of those courses where you're talking about racial insensitivity. There we go. There we go. My God, teamwork makes the dream work. Racial and say it again one more time.
Yeah, you got it. No, you got it.
My God, he's gonna take one of those classes, and I think he'll be back. But at the same time, do you think that the hand was forced just because we have the downtime, or are we moving into different ways? You see what's going on in China right now, and is America making a stand? So, I mean, that's a NASCAR driver. He's a very popular NASCAR driver. He's not like just facing the crowd. He's a good NASCAR driver. Are they making a stance and they're saying, all right, well, respect?
Because NASCAR has never like NASCAR like.
Oh man, hey, we got 2 minutes left.
Probably less than that. NASCAR never liked black people, so why now?
With that being said, my friend.
Yeah, we wrapping it up. I thought of this earlier today, and I was gonna kick it like I just thought of it just now. But discrimination is the worst nation, so we all should just show more love. And it's better as possible. Flint, thank you for another episode.
Better as possible, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Better as possible. Hey, love yourself. Find a routine. Get your routine. Love yourself. And make sure that you're making the most of this time that you got down. Kiss your kids. Love your family.
And work for yourself.
No matter what you're going through, remember that better is possible. You're going to get through it. And you're going to look back and say, man, look how far I done came. But you still got other places to go. You still got more to get. You still got more to grow. It's your time and it's coming. Let's get it.